Welcome to the Leadernomics Show, and today we have with us Dr. Marca Fabera, who is an investment guru, former ski champion, also a contrarian economist, and an investment advisor. Mark, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you.
Great to have you here with us.
Yes, thank you. My pleasure.
How did you get to where you are? I mean, as a person who everybody listens to for advice on investments.
Well, I was born in Switzerland and grew up there, and then I finished university. I studied in Zurich and in London at the LSE economics, and I didn't know what to do, and I thought about advertising, and then I got a job with an investment banks because they were already then paying the most money. So, and they immediately sent me to New York, so I went to New York, and in '73 the firm I was working for wanted me to develop their business in Asia. That was White Well, and so they sent me to Hong Kong. But before doing that, they asked me to go look around Asia, whether I liked it or not, because they didn't want me to go to Asia for 6 months or 1 year. They wanted me to come here and really build the business. So I came to Asia on this trip, and I went for a day to Tokyo, and then for a day to Hong Kong, and then for 2 weeks to Pattaya, and then I told them, yes, I like Asia. So that's why I'm in Asia.
Okay. And so you've been in Asia for a long time?
Yes.
Since '78, right?
Since '73.
'73, yeah.
Yes.
And you started a business, you actually worked for them for till 1990?
Yes, for White Weld until '78, and then White Weld was bought by Merrill Lynch.
Okay.
And I didn't want to work for Merrill Lynch.
Okay.
So then I opened the offices for Drexel Burnham Lambert.
Okay.
And in 1990 they failed.
Okay.
And then I started my own business.
Okay. Why did they fail?
Well, basically, they had different businesses, but the most successful one was the junk bond business. In other words, high yield bonds.
That's right.
And they leveraged that up, and then they got involved in some insider trading cases.
Okay.
Not the firm, but an employee there, Mike Milken. And then basically we had the stock market crash in '87, and spreads widened and so forth. And the time came when nobody wanted to lend them money anymore, because they had a huge position book of high yield bonds, and they were financing it short term. In other words, they had already discovered then high leverage. And so they failed. It wasn't that the creditors didn't get paid, but I then took over the Hong Kong office and started my own business.
I see. And you've been at your own business since then, right?
Yes.
And you have a report that you call...
I have the Gloom, Boom and Doom report, and I have a website report. And then I stayed in Hong Kong until year 2000 with my own business, and I still have an office there. But after 2000, I noticed that I was actually working for the whole office. In other words, before I had employees that worked for me, and then I started to work for my employees.
That's right.
And I also wanted to have a change in lifestyle, because I was traveling more and more, and now I spend, say, 3/4 to 80% of the time on airplanes.
Yeah.
So when I'm not traveling, I like to be in an environment that is more quiet, with some trees and dogs and house and office and so forth. So then I moved to Chiang Mai in year 2000. I still keep the office in Hong Kong.
Okay, so you're back to Thailand. But you were once a ski champion, right? I mean, you were the Swiss national team, right?
No, yes, but I wasn't Swiss national champion, and I never went to the Olympics, but I went twice to the Students' Olympics.
Okay. And
I was in the students' national team for 5 years.
And why didn't you go into sports full time?
Well, it's also like I went to become a military pilot. I didn't succeed at the end. But you do certain things in life, because at the right time, at the right place, you do certain things.
That's right.
I mean, I'm not going to win another ski race today at my age, nor will I win a marathon. So, you know, you do certain things when you're 20, other things when you're 40, and other things when you're over 60.
Yeah. But you're interesting, because you actually ended up doing a PhD before the age of 24, right?
Yes. When you do a PhD, the most important is to choose a professor and then choose a subject about which the professor doesn't know much. Okay. I mean, you don't want to go and write about monetary policy with Milton Friedman, you understand? So I chose a professor who was going to retire 1 year later.
Okay.
and I chose a subject which was the financial reform of Robert Peel in England,
Okay.
about which he had no clue.
Okay.
So I went to England to research that and then presented it in Switzerland.
Okay.
And because he was just about to retire,
He passed you.
he wasn't very keen to check on every small detail.
Okay. So the advice here, I guess, is if you want your PhD, find an opportunity to.
Yes, but I have to say, to my credit, I was in the end tested, and I studied those under him, under Professor Haller, and he supplied the theoretical background to the value-added tax, because Germany was the first country to introduce a value-added tax. And he had extensive knowledge and was very reputed worldwide for his books, which was fiscal policy and financial policy. So I studied under him. I never understood what he was talking about, but when I read the books, I understood a bit more.
Fantastic.